Hey, you want to see a key example of government trampling the rights of individuals? A piece of news that lets us remember long-standing principles that we can actually explain to others during this crucial period in American history? Well, it's here, in the form of the government of St. Louis serving up another insult to the McCloskeys, the couple that recently brandished weapons to defend their home from masked and armed trespassers who'd already damaged their property and appeared to pose a threat. Now, the government has taken the very arms the couple used to defend themselves. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRCTV. In yet another insult and attack on the rights of two people who never set out to harm anybody, whose property was invaded and damaged by a large armed gang, some of them wearing masks, and who brandished firearms to protect their property and drive away the invaders, St. Louis police on July 10th served a search warrant and entered the home of Mark and Patricia McCloskey, seizing the rifle Mark brandished and seeing the pistol Patricia held taken out of the home. According to KSDK5 TV,
tonight sources tell us police were here and took one of those weapons. Now, in the photos that you could see, Patricia McCloskeys with a pistol and her husband Mark with a rifle. Now, sources tell us police showed up with the search warrant for those weapons tonight and left with the rifle. Now, we're told the McCloskeys told police their attorney has the pistol.
That seems, yeah, it's mafia type action. But as a curious nuance to this story,
we've learned Al Lawkins is no longer representing the couple. Joel Schwartz has taken over. Now, he confirms the search warrant did happen and was issued tonight at 8. He won't say what was taken from the home. He says he doesn't know where the handgun is.
Maybe this couple can join the protesters and break into their own homes and then steal the handguns, and then everything will be totally copacetic with the cops. I don't know, maybe. Well, perhaps Mr. and Mrs. McCloskey were allowed to keep their handgun since it is theirs in the first place, and they have a fundamental right to own it and the rifle as well. If human beings don't have the right to self-defense and to the tools they peaceably acquire to exercise that right, then they don't have a right to life. It can be canceled at any time by anybody, especially the agents of the state. And of course, their new lawyer added this.
And he doesn't think charges are warranted. Now, their attorney says that they're hoping to meet with Kim Gardner's office next week, but no appointment has been scheduled that we know of yet.
So how does this work? The Second Amendment explicitly states that, quote, the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's a universal proscription that applies to every level of government, from the feds to a locality. If someone is not in government custody, if someone is out on the street, the person's right to keep and bear arms is supposed to be in play, always. The various attenuations that politicians have written into statutes stand contrary to this fundamental fact. If the state deems someone safe enough to be beyond those tax-funded jail walls, that person is supposed to be able to exercise his or her rights. Now, this couple is without the very firepower they had when defending themselves against armed invaders. This is what America has come to in 2020. This is how the so-called justice system works. If these people are too dangerous to own guns, then why has the state allowed them to go free? Will they be forced to get more firearms somehow? Will they get them from the black market? Become criminals in the eyes of the justice system that itself disarms them? They have a right to be free and to defend themselves. But over the years, an array of statutes and judicial decisions have been passed and decided that, bit by bit, have smothered the right to keep and bear arms, as well as many other rights. And they have been smothered beneath their Byzantine formulae and paperwork. And now, unless the McCloskeys hire security, they're vulnerable after they have already felt threatened and saw their property attacked, while the cops were nowhere to be found during that incident. There's something very wrong with this whole justice system in America when it does something like this. And it's not the fault of the McCloskeys. Now, If they do happen to want to be secure, they'll either have to hire security or go black market. And of course, if they hire security, leftists likely will demonize them for exploiting their wealth. This being the very wealth that the government sucks away to run the justice system that just disarmed them. Amazing, amazing stuff. Please share and make sure you're subscribed to the videos on YouTube. Head over to MRCTV.org to find out what everybody's doing. We'll see you on Facebook. We'll see you on Twitter. We'll see you everywhere we possibly can. And don't forget, everybody, these are times when people can get very frustrated and angry about events and about people pulling certain strings in politics or mislabeling people or demonizing people. And that anger, I think, is a great energy, as John Lydon might say. But the anger itself can be utilized in a different way. Not just to be angry and frustrated, but to learn principles and to spread these very key ideas to more people. Because that's the way that we grow more people who really understand freedom. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate joining you. And don't forget, we'll see you at MRCTV.org. For MRCTV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.